Hello everyone, I'd like to welcome you into the video to give you a bit of context as to why it is so long. And the reason is because, as I will say in the upcoming clip at the start of the stream, a friend of mine made a game, and I decided to play that game during my 12-hour stream a few days ago. And what I didn't realize is how important I would find this game, and how important it is that it's seen in its entirety. The fact that the game is exactly an hour long and has a timer on that hour is an integral part of the game, and so I thought that I would make that an integral part of the video, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. But before I start explaining what the game is any more than that, I'm gonna let myself take it away. But I'd just like to throw it out now at the start of the video so that if you don't make it through the entire hour, that you still get this message. Eden has made an incredible game, and I would very, very, very much recommend playing it for yourself before you see me play it. There are different ways to play it, and I would go into more detail than that, but that would just be contradicting exactly what I just said. But more than that, there is a way to support Eden in making future games, which I would very, very, very highly recommend doing, because if any more games like this can be put out into the internet, I would be very happy to support, and I am very happy to support. And so I hope you'll join me over on his Patreon to help push him to a point where he's comfortable to continue making games without having to worry about the monetary burden, which is something that I can definitely relate to the fear of. You know, being someone who loves doing this as much as I do, having to worry about the odds that sooner or later I'm going to have to drop this to study a little bit, or drop this to work a little bit, you know, whatever it is. So you can donate as little as $1, as you know, on Patreon, and that link will be in the description, as well as the link to the game, which again I very much recommend playing for yourself before you watch this video. But if you're here for my take on it, my reaction to the game in its entirety, then welcome. Eden is a friend of mine who makes games. He's very good at making games. He's always been a bit of a gamer himself. Very cool dude, and he's made a game called Everything Ends in Zero. Now, I said that I would play the game when I got back and stream it because, you know, support and whatnot. Being a cool homie. Everything ends in zero. Do not stand by my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am the thousand winds that blow. I am the diamonds glint in the snow. I am the sunlight on the ripening grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. Where is do not stand by my grave and weep? I am not there. I do not sleep. It's from a game I play. As you awake with morning hush, I am the swift, upflinging rush of quiet birds in circling flight. I am the day transcending night. Do not stand by my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. It's not unknown. It's from...
Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. Mary Fry.
It's from Getting Over It. It's one of the quotes he said. Mary Fry, yes. I don't know why you said it was unknown, Eden. $59. Okay, so it's a countdown. And I'm assuming I can speed it up. Hello. What else is there? Oh, it has to be this. Alright, okay. It's a door. Not over yet. Alright, let's see what else there is. Okay, I'm gonna follow the arrow for now. assume that's the point. But I feel like that just keeps taking me back to the door, doesn't it? Oh no. No, here's something. Who is it? What time is it? Fuck. What time is it? Fuck. What time is it? Shit. Yep. I missed it. Of course I fucking did it. So much for not fucking up a single thing. Oh, sorry. Trying to talk to me, right? Hi. Sorry for ignoring you. My day's not going great. Well, sorry, I'm trying to predict what you was going to say. I mean, woke up. What I meant is, I'm not in a really jolly mood. It's just been a rough couple days, is all. Just a rough couple days. Is it rough? Oh, hi, sorry, yeah, I went back to sleep. Alright, what do you want to talk about? Right, you don't talk. That's fine. I can do the talking. Let's see. You want to hear a funny story? Okay, so I had a date today. We've met a few years ago at a party. We were both far from the action. We spent the night talking about life and death and loneliness and shit. We talked until the party slowed down. And then we talked until everyone was either asleep or they left. And then we talked until the sun came out. It was great. After that, we decided we wanted to hang out more, but we found out we lived really far away. We then tried to figure out how to talk, because apparently most methods of communication don't work between our places. Eventually, we found out letters did the trick, so we settled on that. Then we talked for like a year or two, just that. Looking for excuses to visit, but we didn't find anything. That was arbitrary. But then, we found out she was going to pass through here today. She was on her way somewhere else. So we'd have an hour or two to hang out. But I just had to fucking miss the alarm. But hey, I can still make it if I get ready in about -6 hours. Hooray. Yuck. Sometimes it feels like I can't do anything right. Like, come on, all I had to do was not oversleep for literally one day. It's the bare minimum, and I couldn't even do that. I haven't been doing a lot for the past few days, weeks, months. Sometimes it doesn't feel there's anything to do, really. Like, everything's either too much work or too boring, or both. And all the things I used to do, I spent so much time doing that I grew to feel sick just by thinking about them. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad if I only had more variety in my life. But then again, what variety is there to have? The letter girl is the only person who genuinely enjoys talking to me. And nobody really spends time with me. Well, I guess that one is my fault for being late. Well, I guess the first one is my fault too. I'm not approachable. I make everything about myself. So I get that people don't talk to me. Maybe I could get some variety by starting a garden or something. But knowing myself, I'd mess it all up and become a plant killer. That's not funny. I wonder if you, in this game, if you, like, can choose to spend, like, the hour with whatever. But, you know, once the hour runs out, it's up to you how much of the game you experienced and how many people you ran into. I assume it's like that. And if I do turn this into a video, my intention is going to be to make that the essence as well. I probably won't edit it at all. Sorry, I'm not in a good mood. I don't really feel like talking anymore. Sorry. Alright then. Off we go. Hello. Whoa, what's this? Zooey mama. The fuck? No questions asked. Good. The sky's beautiful. God, the sky's beautiful. 100 million stars, each 100 million times larger than us. Wow. Do you ever just wonder about size? Like, we're so bad at understanding it. You can be told the height of a mountain down to the millimeter, but you wouldn't understand how big it is until you're at the base of it. You could say to mountains what mountains are to stars. You could say weird to mountains what mountains are to stars. But that's not true. We're bigger. And mountains are still massive. We aren't well equipped to deal with huge things. Huge numbers, huge objects, huge crowds, anything. And I say huge here as an unfortunate, accidental hyperbole. So there's this thing called subitizing. It's basically what it's called when you can tell just by a glance how many of something there are in a group. For example, if you were to see 3 rocks or something side by side with each other, you'd immediately know that there were 3 without having to count them. That's subitizing. But the funny and extremely humbling thing about it is this ability to instantaneously know how many of something there are by looking at it pretty much stops at, drumroll please, 4. Jesus Christ. That's comically small. And it's only downhill from there. We're not built for this. We're not built to find out the mysteries of the universe. To figure out every equation of how every little thing interacts with every other little thing. But it's not because we're not built to that we can't. It's just harder. We can still develop vaccines. We can still travel half a world in a day. We can still fly to the moon and back and live. We do things no other known species can even comprehend, at a daily basis, without even thinking much of it. And buddy, write my words down. We're just getting started. Have Have you ever heard of a Dyson bubble? Yes, I have. Well, Dyson sphere. Well, imagine a solar panel. Instead of being a very small one, it's a very, very, very big one, and in space, pointing at a star. Imagine it occupies about the same space in the sky for that star as our planet does. Okay, now imagine there's like 200 of those, and they're all sending their energy back to us. Oh, okay, so Dyson bubbles don't surround the sun like the concept of Dyson spheres do. I'm more of a Dyson ring myself kind of guy, but you know. Just think of what we could do with so much energy. We could simply not care about how much energy we use. We could greatly reduce the cost of living everywhere. We could fix problems we never were able to because they need too many resources. Yeah, this is all beyond our current capabilities, but in 1890, flying a plane was a ridiculous idea. Fast forward just a single human life, and we're in the moon. Maybe on the moon. We can only do those things because we dream. We hope that within our lifetime, we will be a part of something that everything else that came before it. Something greater than everything else that came before it. The only reason we ever went to the moon and back, the reason we ever invented planes, the reason we ever developed vaccines. It's because people dream insane dreams, and some particularly insane people will be just insane enough to actually dedicate their lives to trying to achieve them. And when they do, the world shall never be the same again. Here's another 2 facts. Number 1. If you want to know the diameter of the observable universe to an accuracy of the size of a hydrogen atom, you need about 40 digits of pi. Number 2. We know 62 digits of pi. Oh yeah, I remember. Wait, I think I ate a word there. What I meant to say was, number 2. Drum roll, please. We know 62 trillion. That I was like, bro, 62, bro. Like, come on, that doesn't sound right. Digits of pi. Reminder: we're the species that struggles with numbers larger than 4. If that's not indicative of how awesome we are, I don't know what is. I don't know what else to say. Whoops. Well, that guy was epic. Hello there. I'm loving this game. Oh, hello there, friend. Wasn't really expecting new faces. Not today, full days. But hey, no such thing's too late, I guess. I can't figure out what the accent that is. Can't speak, eh? No worries. All got shards lacking over here. Guess a good excuse to pretend we're saying whatever we want to talk about. God, this is difficult. Doing fine, doing fine. I mean, doing's fine can be the end of the world, eh? Gosh. How much time we have? 2 hours? Jeez. Okay, yeah, no. Here was I, still worrying about solving my normal day-to-day problems. Guess at our essence, eh? We can't stop worrying a damn second. Like, we'll die if we stop worrying. Guess what, friend? We'll die either way. Just go cherish a little life while we still got it. Little old me, stubborn as always, took a little too long to figure out what life ain't endless. Sold my life away for an easy buck. Get a nice home, nice television, nice car. But I was being scammed, friend. Thought I was gonna own everything. Turned out I didn't even own nothing. It was the world, friend. The world owned everything. It was just letting me take it all for a ride. But only thing we've ever had, one thing, could ever choose to do with was my time. Now I have so little of it, regret wasting it all on worthless stuff. But the world don't take no refunding, friend. The world don't take no refund at all. And now my house ain't gonna save me, my TV ain't gonna save me, my car ain't gonna save me. And if I sold everything we ever had, 10 times over, 100 times over, I wouldn't be able to buy a single second back. So now go make it sure we don't go wasting the last ones. Go breathe the air, watch the sunrise, take in everything one last time. Soon I won't be able to. Very soon won't be able to. Well, I could keep talking to that guy. I think. I'm sure that wasn't his last dialogue. It would be way shorter than the others. But, I couldn't understand, like, half the shit he was saying, because he was saying it in the text accent, so I'm instead gonna go find whoever's over here. You know, I uploaded a pretty unedited video once, before this one, if I do upload this as an unedited video. And it was me exploring my old Minecraft world as I was saying goodbye to it and moving on to what we now know as a Newland Minecraft survival. I felt like it did it more service than editing it would have done. I really did. And I think this game will be the same. You know, I'll edit my introduction into it, but from the second that clock starts to the second it finishes, I think it'd be good to just have it open-ended. Open-ended in the sense that I think I saw the thing here. Yeah, there it is, there it is. Have it open-ended in the sense that, you know, it's for your interpretation with the full context, not an edited context. So you didn't have to catch the stream to fully understand what I'm seeing as a very, very, very amazing game so far. Hello, everybody. What is this, StuartisUnoriginal? I hope everyone's, hope all of you are having a good day. My presentation is called, wait, let me get that. Yeah. My presentation is called On the Power of Music and Feeling. Yeah, cheesy, I know. Bye, me. Haha. Okay. I want to ask you all a question. The question is, what does music mean to you? I'm not really looking for an answer, but I do want you to think of one. Maybe for you, music is something you want to dance and sing with other people to. Maybe it's a way to connect with those around you. Or maybe you use music to calm yourself down and be in the moment. Maybe it's a source of comfort. Or maybe you listen to it to place yourself in a different time. Maybe it's a way to remember moments you cherish. Or maybe you play music yourself, or you like hanging posters in the wall and using jackets with band names on them. Maybe to you music is a way to express yourself. Well, I know what music is to me. I like how he's gotten less nervous as he's gotten into his, like, speech. Whoa. Music. This classy lady you're looking at is my mom. Hi. Now, if you're a particularly eagle-eyed audience member, you might be able to conclude that she played the piano, given subtle background clues such as how she's sitting by a colossal piano that takes up almost the entire picture. Yes, of course, I can say that. And you'd be right, my mom was an awesome piano player. She was extremely determined. every chance she'd get, she'd talk about this prize, the Cushman Prize for a phenomenal musical performance. If you hear her, you know she had to get that prize. Nothing in the world could stop her. So she played every day, starting at dawn and pausing at noon, and then coming back at sunset and playing until midnight. She practiced a lot, and it showed. Every single time she was playing, I was awake and at home. I'd be there, listening to her, and everything else would fade into the background. Of course, she saw how much I seemed to like her playing. So one day, when I was about 6 or 7, she turned to me and asked if I wanted to learn the piano too. I said yes, and then she started to give me lessons. I wasn't as good as her, of course, but she opened the floodgates. There was no turning back from that. From then on, I'd wake up before dawn just so that I could get to the piano before her and be all smart about it. And then, of course, she did the only reasonable thing when presented with a smug 7-year-old. Started waking up in the middle of the night just to get there before me, so she could be all smart about it. And that's how our dynamic was from then on. I'd follow her steps and learn from her, and then try and fail at one-upping her. But I still kept going. I kept trying and trying to beat her in all sorts of musical challenges. Like, I always looked at her shred that piano, her hands dancing up and down the keys, and thought, I can do that faster. Yes, even parts like that are going to stay in. The timer keeps ticking, no matter what. Renaissance. Spoiler warning, I never beat her at anything. Well. Writing this presentation. I wasn't really sure how to segue into this, so I guess I'll just say it. My mom passed away when I was 14. She was on a trip to visit her parents when the plane she was on crashed on a cape in Japan on the way there. It was April 2005. It is pouring with rain outside, and it is perfect for this game. Just perfect. Oizumi. And they didn't find her. If anyone wanted to know. It sucked. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I wanted to die. I really, really did. After it happened, I never felt a stronger need to make music. It was the only thing I felt like I had control over. But being near that piano, where I used to listen to her, where she'd teach me, where she'd hear and comment on my songs, and having that room be completely empty, with nobody there, nobody to listen to me, nobody to teach me, no reason to be smug. It was too much. It was so much, I couldn't handle it. So I did the only thing I could think of. I started taking vocal lessons, and I picked up the guitar. And everyone, you all know where this is going, say it with me. I started a pop-punk band. Yep. I grouped up my friends and we started making music. I didn't tell them about my mom. And we were really good. In high school we made an album and we started to make a living from our music and we became famous. Even though I hate that word, and I was using the whole thing as an excuse to avoid thinking about my mom. And I didn't realize that until it blew up on my face. should take this on and swap it with the in front of in the moon. So, I would stay the whole day locked in my room, writing music with my friends, never alone with my thoughts. As a result, we had a lot of music we could go over and iterate on, and I was getting a lot of experience. Of course, that meant we could choose the best of our songs to put out on our albums. That made them much better, made them much more popular, and made me get a stronger and stronger laser focus on it. I started to feel weird. It was like I was in a trance all the time, constantly. I was a music-making machine. I would wake up at random times, make music all day, eat only if I was starving, and sleep exhausted. I became numb to pretty much everything. I felt nothing all day and thought nothing all day. In my head was all sections, melodies, chord progressions. That's who I was. That's all I was. Looking back, it seems so obvious that I was seriously hurting myself. But I legitimately did not notice it at the time. I didn't realize what I was doing. And that's what my life was like for pretty much a decade. A downward spiral I didn't even realize I was in. And then, a few weeks after the end of our 10-year anniversary tour, I got an email. I don't remember exactly how it went, but it was something among those lines. Hello. We've seen your October 10th show, and we would like to nominate it for one of our prizes. Do you wish to participate? I think I know where this is going. Signed, the Cushing Foundation of Celebration of Human Cultures, Music, English and North American Division. There was a little form with stuff I could tick or untick, like if I wanted to receive the prize, and if I was okay with my image appearing on the big screen and stuff. I read over everything to be sure I wasn't giving away my rights or anything, and then I ticked them all. I usually accepted every prize I was offered. I didn't realize at the time how this one was different. I would soon. They flew me to the event and gave me my own room, all for free. Before I went, they even sent me to an extra form where I would write things like my favorite foods and room specifications. I left it all blank. And so I got there, and as always, I spent the whole day in my room, all of them, until award night. That night, as always, I dressed up as well as I could, and headed to the place where the ceremony took place, and decided to wait until they said my name, go up to the stage, get the prize, and go back to my room when it was over. And then they said the name of the prize. The Cushing Prize for a phenomenal music performance. Oh, I just passed the half-hour mark. I thought that was part of the... Wow, that was good timing. And like that, with a single blow, with a happy-go-lucky presenter, with a single name of an award, they tore down the wall. The one I spent 10 years straight building. That wall never once did as little as let the smallest pebble fall, was completely, utterly destroyed. And in the middle debris was me. Scared, naked, cold, alone. They started naming the nominees. I wasn't really paying attention to what they were saying. I was mostly just looking at the giant screen where a person's face was the size of two of me. Yes, haha, I'm short, moving on. Anyway, so, they're naming the candidates. Not us. Not us. Not us. And with every not us, they said, the more I believed I could forget the prize, the more I believed I could rebuild the wall thicker and more sturdy than ever before. They kept naming nominees. Not us. Not us. Not us. Us. Welp. Looking at the screen, I quickly realized that the prize wasn't for the whole band. Half of the time, if there's a lot of chemistry, they're much more than some of their parts. They'll give it to an entire band, and each person in it gets one small version of the prize, and the entire band collectively gets a single normal-sized version. And half the time, they'll give it to a single person, either because they don't really have a band, or because they almost alone raise the performance above and beyond. I was in that second group. I looked up at the screen. It wasn't the band name written on there. It was my name, with my surname. And it wasn't a video of the band. It was a video of me, zoomed all the way in. I looked so methodical, so calculated and flawless. My voice was nailing every note. I was shredding that guitar, my hands dancing up and down the neck. But, I could do it faster. It wasn't even that good. It was really easy, actually. Barely music. Kinda sucked, really. I looked at my face. It looked empty. Inhuman, almost. The whole performance had this deeply unsettling, unnatural aura to it. Like I was barely alive. Maybe that's why they were drawn to it. This weird, dark energy. They named the last nominee right after us. And then, silence. Those few seconds felt like a million years. The presenter started talking. And the winner for the Cushing Prize for a phenomenal music performance is Summer Thorn. Me. I looked around. Everyone was staring at me. Wide smiles, cheering. I looked at my bandmates. They were lightly hitting the table and chanting my name. I looked at the presenter. She stared back at me with anticipation. I get up. Everyone's gaze shift up. I walk forward. Everyone's gaze shift forward. I get on stage. From there I can see everyone. They're all looking at me. A giant, almost amorphous beast. The producer hands me the prize. It's bigger up close. It's much heavier than it looks. I look at it. It's just like she described it. I hadn't thought about my mom's voice in ages. I hadn't heard it in my head in so long. But she talked about this prize so many times. She described it over and over and over. A lot of times she even phrased it in the same way. So much so that I had a perfect copy of her description in my head. Her voice and inflection untouched. And then looking at each feature, I could not hear her. A glass statue almost looks like a crystal. So many angles and edges. 2 giant wings, open all the way up and almost touching at the top. In the middle, an impossibly smooth sphere with a tiny little black cube in the middle. I realized how much I missed her voice. I realized how much I missed listening to her play. I realized how much I missed our stupid musical fights. I realized how much I missed losing. I realized everything she did as a musician, she had this prize in mind. Our challenges were all just a fun way to train. They were practice for this. She never did get her prize, and now, there I was. I got the one thing she never had. I got the one thing she actually wanted. I won. But there was nobody to be smug to. There was nobody to be proud to. There was nobody worth mentioning in a speech. I looked at the audience. There was nobody there. I looked at the prize. It was everything she always wanted. I looked at my hands. They looked like hers. I passed out. I woke up in a hospital bed. The doctor said I was undernourished, which tracks with the whole only eat if I'm starving thing. I also fell in just the wrong way on top of the prize. The glass prize. Yeah, I stayed in that bed for a while. Because of how I was laying down, I couldn't really play my guitar or sing well, but I had too strong a habit to play music. God knows I wasn't doing anything else. So my friend let me borrow her small 2-octave MIDI keyboard. The idea of playing the piano wasn't like it was before. It didn't feel like too much. It didn't feel like alcohol in an open wound. Actually, right there and then, playing the piano was everything I wanted. And yep, playing the first notes and hearing back the plinky, super thick piano sample made me tear up. It felt so natural. It was so different than the calculated way I played the guitar. Probably because I stopped playing it before I went crazy on music production. Everything I played felt like it had more weight to it. It felt like, it felt more emotional, more real. I pulled up my phone and looked up sheet music of some songs my mom used to play, and I played them. Well, I played them as best as I could, with 2 octaves and no practice for years and the whole medical situation. But it still felt too powerful. It was still an open wound. I hadn't processed it after all that time. I just couldn't go back to hiding it anymore. I listened back to my band's songs. They all sounded so lifeless to me, so mechanical. I realized that, for the first time in ages, I was playing music because I wanted to, because it made me feel something. Having to pause in the middle of each song to cry was so cathartic. It took weights off me I held on to for so long. I didn't realize I was carrying them anymore. It made me want to heal. I told my bandmates everything. They were also supportive. I left the hospital after a while. The first thing me and the band did was eat. The bassist grilled some criminal burgers. That night, we talked until the sun came out. We played games. We told jokes. We cried a lot. Talked until the sun came out seems to be a bit of a concurring theme in these stories. And we sang songs. Themes from TV shows we used to watch, hit songs from the 80s, we freestyled some crappy joke rap, and we sang, some more in key than others. And I played the keyboard, and every song made me feel something. I miss that so much. Playing music for fun, just because. I built myself to ignore and feel numb to my pain. I did it without knowing that it would also make me numb to everything else too. I did it without knowing that I'd forget about all the nice things I loved. That moment, right there, where I ate and played games and sang. For that one moment, I felt calm. And for that one moment, everything was pulling me down. Everything that was pulling me down. For that one moment, I didn't have to pretend that everything was okay. For that one moment, everything was going to be alright. I'd spent so long avoiding feelings. I made music, but I forgot why I loved doing it in the first place. That moment made me remember what music meant to me. It was a way to connect with the people I love. It was a source of catharsis. It was a way to remember and let go. It was a way to express myself. But most importantly, it was a way to be vulnerable. Thank you, everyone. You're a great audience. There's nobody here. There's nobody here. Jesus, I can't see where I'm going. Fuck, man. That story hit me harder than I thought it would. Come on, yellow. Fuck. Give me an arrow, bro. Come on, you're about to go over me. Oh, come back. There we go, come on. Oh, I'm still here. There's nobody here. What do I do? Well. Did that coincidentally stop the music? Or on purpose? I think it's pointing somewhere else. I just can't move. Oh, bro. Think of all that time I wasted. Just think about that for a second. Think of all the time I wasted. I mean, that's a bit of a. The whole time, that was like 2 minutes thrown to the curve because I was trying to use WASD instead of the arrow keys. But I really do have to try and see an arrow though, because I cannot see where I'm going. I'm gonna spam Z while I move. That was a really, really good story. Like really heartfelt and... Oh, that one's moving a little bit slower. Sus. Well, not even sus, it just means I can see where my arrow is. Oh, it's totally pointing up to the left, I mean top right, isn't it? Hello. There's no arrow anymore. Am I crazy, or do these pink dots feel a bit more relevant? I'm not crazy. I'm gonna keep going to the left. It was a really beautiful story. It reminded me of, don't know why I was thinking of Haruki Murakami. Oh, there we go. Supposed to be going this way. I don't know why it made me think of Haruki Murakami, but it did. The story just had the same energy to it, maybe. A heavy energy. Just lacking in the supernatural aspect, I suppose, but definitely kind of reminded me of Japanese literature, that type of scene. It feels so lost. Oh, and that whole time I was talking to him, I was zooming out, wasn't I? Yeah. Chat has been expertly quiet this whole time. I'm not entirely sure the YouTube video version of this would even know that I was live streaming the rest of it, but I did live stream it. Seems like just someone flipped a switch, turned chat off. Hearing more and more voices. Whoa. Whoa. Hi. Is that someone talking to me? No. I mean, yeah, but not from a specific location. So... long way up, huh? Yeah. Yeah, it was. It was a very long way up. You expertly took a 5-minute chunk out of the hour-long video I'm going to upload. That it's just me wandering in whiteness. Do I want to hear a funny story in the meantime? Shoot. Okay, so I've always been kind of weird. Like, I never had a whole lot of friends. Never was good at making them. And all of my childhood was spent indoors, alone. How my parents weren't particularly good at parenting didn't help me make friends either. And I noticed there's something that happens when you're a very lonely kid with mental disorders and you're not close to your parents and you're inside all day. You consume media. With me, that was books and games and Let's Plays. So I don't think it should come as a surprise that I've always been the creative type. Like, when I was a kid and I still played with toys, there would always be those overarching stories. It was almost lore-like. Toys would only know about certain other toys. There were villain to hero arcs that took months to complete, and when a character left for one reason or another, I wouldn't play with them again unless I found a good excuse to do so. Anyway, somewhere around 2012, I found a lot of people making videos on this game. You know which one I'm talking about. That game. And among the probably thousands of videos about it I watched, one series stood out. It was a handful of people that were recording a show in the game. Mystery and horror and action and character arcs and everything. But that wasn't all that caught my attention. Half of why it intrigued me so much was that it was so amateurish. It was made by, give or take, 4 people. Just teenagers. Clearly just doing it for fun. The audio had pops, the game's graphics were set to low, and there wasn't this stretched out JPEG of a camera overlay on top of everything. It was kind of a mess in parts, but it still had mystery and horror and action and character arcs. Yeah, the whole anyone can just record a movie if they feel like it thing seems pretty obvious now, but it blew my stupid 9-year-old mind to smithereens. Suddenly, stories weren't those things that just popped into existence out of nowhere. Suddenly, they were made by people like me. I could write a story. So I grabbed this big notebook and started writing a story about me and my 2 friends being sucked into the game I liked, and having to survive and find a way out. Not exactly revolutionary, but something. Oh, the rain stopped. And then I kept writing it, and I never stopped. Slowly, the story stopped being about the game. It started being just about random people who had to work together. And then it started being about people who were different. And then it started just being about people. But the thing is, I wasn't really actually writing anything. I was mostly daydreaming, thinking about what it would look like when I finally got around to it. And I want to say this because I had a great high-budget vision of what my stories would be, and I couldn't settle for anything else. But the truth was actually that I was just scared. I didn't have friends. My parents were distant. I wasn't exactly rich. I might seem overly dramatic, but I always genuinely felt like making stuff was my only way out of this mess, both literally and psychologically. What if I told the story, and it wasn't as good as I had it in my head? What if people hated it? What if I became popular for all the wrong reasons? What if I became the internet's next punching bag? No, I couldn't. It would have been so much, too much. So I didn't write anything for years. I just couldn't stop myself from planning, from dreaming of people and scenes and places and everything, but after some time, that starts to wear on me. It doesn't matter how beautiful your stories are in your head. They're meant to be told. If nobody hears them, then what's the point? Man, I'm so afraid. But I'm so tired. I'm so tired of being afraid. I'm so tired of being afraid of what other people think of the things I make. I'm so tired of being afraid. Being a failure. I'm so tired of being afraid of doing something that doesn't connect with people. I'm so tired of not making anything. So, finally, here's something. Something you can see. Something you can read. Something you can hear. I don't know what you'll think of it. I don't know how well it'll do. I don't know if it'll be forgotten right after you press quit. I don't know if it's something good. But I know it's something. It exists. I'm so tired of it not existing. I'm so tired of being the guy who wants to make something. I'm so tired of being zero. I'm so tired of being a ghost. Use the mouse to look. Whoa, what is this? Oh, press W to move forward. Oh, now it's W. That is a cool visual. There's the arrow. Whoa, it's ear sensitive. Wow. Thing. Find it.
To bring a familiar Only. And what is about to begin? Choose your loved ones. Say our last words. Soon will be silent. Very soon will be silent. Some of us we're going to know. Some of us have turned the blind light to know. Still, the end result is the same. It all will begin. And it all shall to end. So we look at the window and expect what we hope that the things that are come are beyond our control. And we hope it'll be okay. And we hope it'll be okay. And we hope it'll be